Let's get into this episode. This was your pick all the way.
All the way. The year is 1997. The director is Quentin Demetrius Tarantino. Don't fact check me on the
I was about to say,
No, don't do that. No, but the film in itself is Jackie Brown. And I don't know where you are, but we're on 110th Street. And guys, when I tell you this was my pick all the way, this is one of the times, just like when we talked about Coffee Town and we talked about The Living Wake, how he was so excited for me to see these. And us being friends, that there's rarely movies that we like movies that we know about that we just haven't seen. In this was the first time I was able to do this to him, it was a Tarantino movie he hadn't seen, and it just blew my mind. I'm like, wait a minute, this is the one? Like, not Hateful Eight, not like Inglourious Basterds, not like Reservoir Dogs. Even a lot of people miss Reservoir Dogs, which you truly can't appreciate Pulp Fiction without seeing Reservoir Dogs. But with that being said, Jackie Brown was my pick all the way, but I have to say it's my pick from the show, but essentially it was my brother's pick. My brother, who we'll interview later on, who got me into film when at such an early age, because again, clearly getting me onto a court or a field somewhere was never going to happen. Thank goodness. How could I be doing this with this voice? How can I be doing that type of stuff? It's nonsense. I tied my own shoes once. So, but with that being said, guys, the pick for this week is none other than Jackie Brown, again, directed by Quentin Tarantino, star-studded cast. When you're talking about Michael Keaton, when you're talking about Robert Forster, you're talking about Samuel L. Jackson, you're talking about Pam Grier, you're talking about Chris Tucker on the rise here. I mean, Tiny Zeus Lister, rest in peace, sir. We'll be paying our homage to you later on in the episode. And again, the list just really goes on and on. I mean, who the hell gets Batman out of retirement? I hadn't seen Michael Keaton since Tim Burton's Batman, and all of a sudden now he's rocking with Tarantino. But
it was like John Travolta in Pulp Fiction. You didn't see him for the longest time, then all of a sudden his career gets reinvented with that role in Pulp Fiction.
Reinvented or almost saved, because you remember some of the stuff we were reading about that. But
then he had to go and do what was that weird ass Scientology movie he did?
Which one?
The one where he's like an alien, Battleship Earth, I think it was called.
Yeah, that didn't do it for me. I feel like he's an alien in most of his movies.
For those people that are like me that had not seen this movie, which I haven't seen a lot of Tarantino movies, more so in his later catalog, but I was surprised with myself that Jackie Brown was always one of those things where I saw Pulp Fiction, I loved it. I saw Reservoir Dogs. I definitely considered myself a Quentin Tarantino fan, and Jackie Brown just ended up being one of those movies that was on the back burner that I figured I'd get around to eventually. But for people that are like me that have not seen it, what is your 30 seconds? This is what it is.
Your 30 seconds. You have a middle-aged black man who's clearly a career criminal. This career criminal has enlisted the help of a stewardess for Cabo Air. Shitty, like Spirit Airlines, if you will. I guess we won't be getting that advertisement, but the Spirit Airlines of that time. And with that being said, she is risking her job and her career to traffic what would appear to be normally cocaine, but it's not. What she's doing is basically she's basically bringing him guns. Not bringing him guns. Basically, he has a gun connect over there, and so essentially he's trying to get his money from his gun transactions over into America, and he has to enlisted her help. The only problem is the people that he has running for guns here are doing stupid shit, like riding around drunk and high with a pistol in their car. Chris Tucker's character, Beaumont Livingston. And with that being said, because that one domino fell, it essentially made everything else happen, as far as Sam Jackson bailing people out of jail, this, that, and the other. And eventually it winds up, I'm not going to tell you the movie because most of you probably have not seen it. It winds up with I want to be fair to it. The plan wasn't the most astute MIT plan ever in the world. I'll agree to that. However, to see how Jackie Brown, Pam's character, played everyone, not everyone, 99% of the people, as we'll talk about later, to get away and get back to her life was beautiful. Nothing short of flawless. So yes, that's my 50-second elevator pitch. Sorry.
Find us in all these links. It's coming up right now.
Why don't you subscribe? It'll last longer.